the Southern District. And sometimes the outskirts of Grand Bahama, the young people in the outskirts tend to be overlooked, and so that is why I wanted to give back to my community. But like I said, we're open to girls from around the island. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Though I'm missing you, I'll find a way to get through. Living without you, 'cause you were my sister, my strength.
Ahead on our broadcast this Monday evening, the dispute between the government and the Port Authority enters another round as both sides hold firm that they won the battle in arbitration. An investigation is launched into the fatal shooting of a dog as public outrage over the incident grows and the video of the incident goes viral. And a big regional honor for Bahamas Power and Light. We'll tell you what they've earned this late night, Monday, March 9th, 2026.
The Bahamas tonight at 11. The final word starts now.
And good evening. It is good to have you with us this late night. And we begin tonight with that recent independent tribunal's partial ruling, which among other things dismissed the government's attempt at receiving more than $350 million it claimed the Grand Bahama Port Authority owed it for a reimbursement for services rendered. That same arbitration panel also rejecting the GBPA's counterclaim, which sought it be paid nearly $1 billion by the government. Before, during, and since that ruling, the two sides have been trading barbs, and since the ruling, each side maintains the ruling represents a victory for their side. Further, the GBPA over the weekend insisted to its licensees that despite the ruling, which also clarified that Bahamian laws apply to the city of Freeport, that GBPA is not liable to the government. And while both sides are claiming victory, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis made it clear in Parliament last Wednesday that this particular point is significant, and again defended why it was important his government go this route.
We did so because Grand Bahama is part of a sovereign Bahamas. And the people who live there are entitled to the full protection of that sovereignty. The tribunal has confirmed that the Grand Bahama Port Authority has an ongoing contractual obligation to make annual payments to the government for the benefit of the Bahamian taxpayer for the remainder of the Hawksby Creek Agreement until 2054.
We can also tell you this late night that the Prime Minister also addressed the matter during a town hall meeting in Freeport, which just wrapped up, as a matter of fact, and we will, of course, have an update on that town hall meeting coming up in tomorrow's newscast. Other news here at 11, the central bank giving a peek into how things are already shaping up in the tourism sector, with January numbers showing continued expansion and healthy gains in the country's #1 industry. We hear more on those details now from our Mukesh Lapinder.
The Bahamas wrapping up 2025 with unprecedented tourism success, and based on what this past January brought to the table, things are off to a pretty good start. The central bank's monthly economic and financial development report for January, its latest, showing that there were robust gains in the cruise sector. This, of course, versus the moderate strengthening in the high-value stopover visitor segment. And to back that up, preliminary data from the Nassau Airport Development Company, or NAD, pointed to January's increase in total departures to 140,804 compared to the previous year. Contributing to that figure was the 34% jump in non-U.S. international departures to 28,403, which really outweighed the 3.7% drop in U.S. departures. That's airlift. On the short-term vacation rental market side of things, data from Air DNA shows that total room nights sold shot up to 57,066 in January. And this in the face of the average daily room rate for entire place listings climbing to $690.70. Director General of Tourism Latia Duncombe has attributed demand to island offerings, strong performances across multiple travel segments, coupled with a destination that consistently meets the expectations of today's global traveler. Reporting for the ZNS News Network, I'm Mukesh Lupinder.
Mukashla, thank you. We also have this to tell you tonight. The Bahamas is continuing its leadership role on women's issues across the Commonwealth. Speaking in New York at the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women yesterday, Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Honorable Miles Slarota, confirmed that the Bahamas is now in its fourth year as chair of the Commonwealth Women's Affairs Ministers meeting. The extended tenure comes as the next formal meeting of ministers is not scheduled until next year, allowing the Bahamas to continue guiding the Commonwealth's work on advancing gender equality across its 56 member states. The minister told delegates that promoting the advancement of women and girls remains critical to national development and democratic stability.
We are called upon to strengthen legal protections, expand economic opportunity, increase women's leadership, and ensure that policies are grounded in data and lived realities. The roadmap on gender equality endorsed by ministers provide us with that shared compass, a working blueprint to fulfill these commitments.
Minister Slarota also informing delegates that the extended chairmanship places the Bahamas in a unique position to help maintain momentum on women's issues across the Commonwealth while preparing for the next phase of collective action.
Our commitment is to integrate gender equality into economic policy, digital transformation, climate resilience, youth development, and national security discussions. We must also strengthen our data systems. Evidence is power. We can measure gaps in pay, representation, violence, or access to services, among other data sets. We move from rhetoric to reform.
The Union of Tertiary Educators of the Bahamas, or UTEB, is raising fresh concerns regarding accreditation and credential recognition at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. The union claims faculty members who pursued online degrees are being told those qualifications are not recognized by the National Accreditation and Equivalency Council of the Bahamas unless they pay a $2,000 registration and evaluation fee. Pointing to an industrial agreement signed in June 2022, UTEB President Daniel Thompson says NACOB is not listed or referenced in that accord. He then questions why NACOB is now being used as a determining factor for faculty qualifications.
Same as if the board itself have that insular attitude. They do what they want to do. They don't effectively communicate, and they are separated and insular to the faculty and staff at the institution.
BTVI's head of the Department of Business Studies and council member, Kermia Smith, argues that the requirement places an unfair financial burden on educators who were encouraged to pursue professional certification to advance their careers.
As educators, we don't just get up in the front and talk and talk and talk. We have to prepare. A lot of our work is preparation and evaluation. And after we finish doing preparation, evaluation, and then delivery, we have to go home, and then we have to also be the student, and we have to go and meet deadlines and mark papers. And listen to me, these faculty members did not get a lighter load, okay? They carried on with their full load. Some of them took on additional courses just to pay for their school fee in order to be able to make the sacrifice so that they could become more advanced in their knowledge.
We want to point out here that ZNS News reached out to NACOB Director Dr. Valderine Hamilton, who says an update will be provided at a later date. 8 Haitian nationals have been convicted of immigration offenses in a magistrate's court. The group appeared before Chief Magistrate Ancella Evans in court number 9, where 6 were convicted of overstaying and 2 of illegal landing, all pleading guilty to the charges. They were fined between $300 and $2,000 with custodial sentences ranging from 1 to 3 months at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. All were ordered to be handed over to immigration authorities for deportation once fines are paid or sentences completed. Meanwhile, the Department of Immigration's deportation and removal units returned 22 Haitian nationals and 1 Jamaican woman to their homelands. In other news, a funeral procession ended in heartbreak and fury after a correctional officer shot and killed a family's dog. The incident spreading like wildfire across social media, igniting outrage over the weekend amid swirling questions and flaring tempers over what many are calling an unthinkable act. An investigation has now been launched, according to Agriculture Director Dr. Jason Sands.
Speaking with the prison officers involved in the incident, we have contacted their prison senior officers, and they have given us a date of tomorrow to conduct those interviews. The intention was to interview those officers today, but some internal investigations within the prison were being conducted today, and we agreed that we will have those interviews with them tomorrow.
Director Sands adding that 4 officers will be questioned in connection with the incident, and this considering that under the Animal Protection and Control Act, anyone found guilty of committing such an offense can face a $5,000 fine, imprisonment of up to 6 months, or both. The act, however, also prohibits pet owners from keeping their dogs at large and can risk their furry friends being seized, impounded, euthanized, or disposed of by an animal control warden, police officer, or such other authorized person. Now, that said, Dr. Sands cautions pet owners to also be responsible.
The Act does provide for the protection of animals, and we cannot allow the inhumane treatment of animals. But on the other hand, we must practice responsible ownership, or pet ownership, which involves licensing those animals, controlling unwanted breeding of animals, and not allowing animals to be at large. So I encourage the public to take more responsibility, to become more aware of humane treatment of animals, and to really reconsider the ownership of a pet if they can't fulfill the requirements of the Animal Control and Protection Act.
It is time for a break here, but still ahead from us this late night, local primary school students celebrating the lead up to Commonwealth Day. That story plus more of the day's other news. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More in a moment.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this one, sis.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn down the heat for you.
Those pepper wings, what's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken.
Those pepper wings.
And we continue here this late night with some exciting news for Bahamas Power and Light. It is being recognized for its leadership in digital grid modernization across the Caribbean. The utility received special recognition from Spatial Innovation Limited for its advancement in geographic information systems, technology that helps map and manage the country's electricity network. BPL says the investment in its GIS supports its broader New Energy Era initiative aimed at improving outage management, strengthening infrastructure, and rolling out advanced smart meters across the country. The company recently launched an online service hub allowing customers to submit geotagged reports of storm-related outages and infrastructure damage in real time. Officials say the technology will help teams identify power disruptions faster and respond more efficiently.
Work that they are doing is amazing, and we choose to recognize them for the stellar work in the Bahamas.
From a company's perspective, it puts us on the map, and it allows other Caribbean islands to see that we're moving forward, we're doing what needs to be done, and as we continue to move forward, they can follow us.
With GIS being the foundation of what we're doing, this allows us to now tie in different systems like outage management systems, SCADA systems, AMI systems, and all of that will be pulling data from GIS, so we'll know when there's an outage, where the outage is, what could be possibly causing the outage.
And there's more celebration tonight to tell you about, this time over at Claridge Primary, where the students held a pre-Commonwealth Day special assembly today. The Bahamas, one of 56 Commonwealth countries recognizing the day, which highlights collaborative efforts aimed at promoting economic, social, and democratic growth. Principal at Claridge Primary School, Katharina Williams, says the annual observance allows students to learn more about the 56 nations that make up the Commonwealth.
We are glad to have a space in the world stage, and so our children will learn more about the different cultures, the different places. Every grade level will be doing displays, have food sampling, we have stilt walkers, all sorts of stuff happening to expose our children.
Now, Member of Parliament for the Marathon constituency, where that school sits, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, came with gifts for Claridge Primary Student of the Year head girl Tyler Johnson and third grader Stephanie Dopin.
In November 2025, the Ministry of Health and Wellness would have done a competition for Diabetes Month. And it was these two brilliant students. One would have come first in the poetry competition. And of course, she's the Student of the Year for Claridge Primary. And the second place was for the drawing. She's also a third grade student at the Claridge Primary School. So of course, this is my constituency, and so I always support them. And so while the Ministry of Health and Wellness has a lot of goodies for them today, I also brought my gift for them to say continue going and well done.
We turn to sports next this late night. Let's go over to Amajal now with a preview of what's ahead.
Day one of the BAISS Track and Field Championships. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Dozens of athletes and supporters bearing some intense early morning heat over at the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium for day one of the BAISS Track and Field Championships. After day one of competition, we take a look at who sits out in front. The cowbells were ringing this morning at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, bragging rights on the line. The Queens College Comets hoping to retain their title, while their arch nemesis, the St. Augustine's Big Red Machine, hoping to sit atop the mountain yet again. Or maybe the Temple Christian Sons or St. John's Giants may shock the world this year. We start things off in the pit, continuing the momentum from a stellar Carifta campaign in 2025. Carifta gold medalist Jose Johnson, competing for the St. John's Giants, would completely outclass the rest of the field in the girls under-17 long jump, shattering the BAISS record with a leap of 6.43 meters. The mark also easily a Carifta and World Under-20 qualifier. That's not all. Johnson currently sits number 2 in the world for the girls under-18 age group. Johnson on the big leap.
I feel amazing, but first I just want to give thanks to the man above for allowing me to even come out here and compete today. And I just came out here, did what I had to do.
Boys under 20 110 hurdle heats, another Carifta medalist with a big performance, Chikario Wilson, also easily surpassing the Carifta and World Athletics under 20 standards, taking his heat in 13.42 seconds, nearly 2 seconds faster than the next closest qualifier. Another Carifta gold medalist looking to build some momentum for Grenada in this week's meet is Egan Neely. After barely missing out on the Austin Seeley Award last year, he's hoping to change that this time around. Boys under 20 400 meters heat 1, Neely would be pushed a bit by Temple Christian's Christoph Munro, but Neely would show his world-class speed and resolve over the final 50 meters or so to take this heat in 48.97, which would be the fastest time of all qualifiers. Over in the long distance races, girls under 1500 meter run, getting some points on the board for the Queens College Comets would be Victoria Sandy Aguilar, running a very well planned out race to storm from behind to take this one in 5:30.27.
Felt amazed by my race, not gonna lie, because I haven't been in practice in like 3 weeks, so this is the first time I actually really ran, because I was dealing with other sports, so I haven't been able to focus on track, so I felt pretty proud of myself that I won my race and I executed my plan.
Look at the scores after day one. In 5th position with 63 points, Charles W. Saunders. In 4th place with 131 points, the St. John's College Giants. In 3rd with 175 points, the Temple Christian Sons. In 2nd place with 362 points, the Queens College Comets. And sitting in 1st after one day of competition, the St. Augustine's Big Red Machine with 418 points. Highlights and the standings from the day 2 in tomorrow's Sportscast. The names of the 2026 Carifta Aquatics team released overnight. A look at who will represent the 242 female swimmers named to the team: Michaela Ferguson, Delania Hamilton, Caitlin Dahlia Hanna, Isabella Monroe, Grace Nottage, and Star Seymour in the female 11 to 12 group, Jillian Albury, Aya Belton, Sienna Campbell, Isabella Curacillo, Tia Seymour, and Skylar Smith in the girls 13 to 14 age group, Celeste Gibson, Madison Gilbert, Sian Isaacs, Layla Lewis, Dinden McKenzie, Kamaya Saunders, and Zoe Williamson in the girls 15 to 17 division. The boys are Logan Camacho, Imani Cooper, Leon Menzies, Dion Morris, and Beyond Stewart in the male 11 to 12 category, Kai Bastian, Kriston Joseph, Sean Norville Smith, Dexter Russell, Hal Simmons in the male 13 to 14 age group, and William Farrington, Michael Cox, Tristan Hepburn, Raphael McBroom, Alexander Murray, Donald Saunders, and David Singh in the male 15 to 17 age group. The open water team is composed of Ella Bruckner, Scarlett Donaldson, and Blue Gray in the girls 14 to 15 category, Alana Murray, Violet Saragai, and Alexia Zadarayan will swim in the girls 16 to 18 category. Dale Knowles, Kieran Lloyd, and Lachlan Menzies will compete in the male 14 to 15 category, and Kevin Johnson Jr., Malcolm Menzies, and Kaylin Williams will compete in the male 16 to 18 age group. The team will be coached by Geronimo McPhee, will be assisted by Lathara Forbes and Ashton Knowles. Cameron Bruni will take the reins as head coach for the open water competition. Karen Pinder Johnson will serve as team manager. Kashara Cooper as female chaperone, and Melvin Roll as the male chaperone. And finally, to the diamond, following a rough weekend of games, Bahamian professional baseball players and Team Great Britain have been eliminated from advancing at the World Baseball Classic. Great Britain fell 8-2 to Mexico on Friday, 9-1 to the U.S. on Saturday, and 7-4 to Italy on Sunday. With a winless 0-3 record in their first 3 games, they have officially been eliminated from advancing to the quarterfinals. Jazz Chisholm Jr. salvaged a 3-game set over the weekend with a 2-for-4 performance against Italy, but was hitless in 9 at-bats against Mexico and the U.S. on Sunday. He also drew a walk, drove in a run, stole a base, as well as scored twice. And that's been a look at your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Well, I hope you all are adjusting well to the time change. It is time now for a look at our late night weather forecast. And for that, we head on over to Diane Dorsett. Good evening, Diane.
Good evening, Corval, or should I say good night. Our satellite picture continues to show a weak cold front north of the Bahamas, along with a mid-level trough over the central and southeast Bahamas. Now, that front is expected to move into the northwest Bahamas Thursday night, increasing the chance of showers through Friday, while the mid-level trough should exit the central and southeast Bahamas late tonight, bringing improving conditions to that region. Now, let's take a quick check on temperatures around the Family Islands. In the northwest Bahamas, Freeport City, Green Turtle Key, and Pollux Harbor at 79 degrees, Marsh Harbor, Abaco 77, Allenstown, Bimini 76 degrees, Fresh Creek, Central Andrews at 74, Camp Space, South Andrews 75 degrees, in Harbor Island 78, Rock Sound, Eleuthera 76, Black Point, Exuma 75. For Arthurstown, Kidd Island, San Salvador, Rumkey, and Georgetown, Exuma 78 degrees, and for our southernmost islands, Clarencetown, Crooked Island, Ragged Island at 79 degrees, Betsy Bay and Acklands, as well as Matthewtown and Nagua 81, and for the Turks and the Caicos Islands, 80 degrees. Now, tonight, you can expect mainly clear and warm conditions with a temperature of 74 degrees. And as for tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm with a warm 83 degrees. In your extended forecast over the next 7 days, expect partly sunny and warm days with an increasing chance of showers heading into the weekend, followed by milder nights across the islands. Now, that's your late night look at weather. Rest easy, stay cozy, and thanks for staying up with us. Corval.
We have spring forward, and with it comes those spring-like temperatures. Thank you very much, Diane, and thank you for being with us this late night. That is our broadcast here at 11 for this Monday evening. I'm Corval Pyfrom for Amo, Diane, and our entire team. You take care, be well, and remember, we will be looking to see you again right back here tomorrow evening. Good night. At the Lyndon Bindling International Airport, I'm Corval Pyfrom. This is ZNS.
Previously on Girlfriends.
And by the power vested in me by the state of Nevada and this jumpsuit that I wear, I now pronounce you man and wife again.
Forget the reason. I want him to keep his room.
And I want us to end this conversation so that we can enjoy our honeymoon.